stuff. Shall I make you co-host just in
She asked
case?
me something during the meeting while I was having a couple of wines. So, of course,
Oh.
I remember she mentioning something. But which part is it? I don't know. Is it the beginning?
So I think, because normally she shares the slides, but I don't know with all the, I think we have 5 introductions today. So
Okay.
I just made sure that the speaker knows, and the speaker is fine, and he's happy that we have him and all that, so he's tuning in at some point at 7:15, and
That's
then
the most important part.
so co-host, that's good. And we have Rajiv, I think later for Kaifer. Oh, where's the dog?
Oh, well, we've got a new member, have we? Got a new member barking away then.
Is it Rufus, maybe?
No, Rufus is quiet.
Rufus is quiet. Okay, he's not.
Hi, Sonali.
Hi.
Hi, Jayant. How are you?
Hello,
Oh,
Giant.
I'm good.
Hi, Jen.
Oh, hello. Hi.
How are you doing, Jen?
Hello.
I'm doing well. How are you?
Thank you.
I'm recording on my laptop and I decided to.
All right. So we can save a screen space now.
Are you already started recording? That's fine. That's cool. Then I'm not doing.
I'll edit it later.
All right, cool. Excellent.
Hi, Uttam.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. Yeah, are you sitting in a forest?
Yes.
But this is this beautiful apartment of theirs.
Yeah, I know.
But this has been our savior during this whole COVID period. To be able to sit in our veranda and have trees behind us has been absolutely lovely.
I know. It's like a tree house.
It is.
I heard you have a lot of paintings also at home.
Sorry?
You have a lot of paintings as well.
Inside, maybe 1 or 2 here, but mainly inside. Yes, we have quite a collection of paintings. That's one of my our hobbies, actually. Both Lakshmi and I thoroughly enjoy paintings, and we have a few that fill up some blank wall spaces.
But you don't have enough wall spaces, right?
I don't have any wall space, so I've stopped buying any more.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've suddenly realized that, hey, after after we go, there's nobody who's going to be really interested. Our children are not interested in the style of paintings Lakshmi and I like.
Yeah, so we can always donate and we can always function that for you.
I'll write
it
down in my will.
Oh my God, Jesus! Don't talk about that.
It's going to be way too late.
I want to enjoy
now,
these.
right,
I want to enjoy these at least whilst I'm alive.
Making everyone co-host now. Co-host.
Hello, good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, Rajiv. I already made you co-host.
Hey, Rajiv.
Hello there.
Hi, PP Mark.
Hi, BP Mark. Good to see you again. You look so fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a haircut, I guess.
Ah.
And it looked nice. Yeah, I'm on the beach, and that's my background.
Yeah, you're on a beach when someone is in a forest.
Yes.
But somebody is on an artificial photographic beach.
Yes.
Forest behind me.
Oh, hi, Francesco.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, good. Must be your wife, girlfriend?
Yeah, my partner, Laura.
Your partner, Laura.
Hi there.
Nice
Hello,
to meet
Francesco, Laura.
Nice to meet you, Laura. And good to see Jayan. Long time no see. And of course, honorary member Mohan. How are
How are
you?
you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Gong
Looking
Si
forward to Conrad Hotel.
Yeah, we will see you.
Great.
In person, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Face to face.
I'm seeing two pictures of Sonali.
Yeah.
I know you're with your husband there, but you also got
Oh,
your own little picture here.
Yeah, so she's a double egg today.
never
So I see.
Yeah, I'm only present, but actually I'm recording on my other laptop, so I decided to just join.
Because it's Chinese New Year, kind of pre-eve in a way. So, it's a bit of a festive mode.
Gong Si Fa Chai.
Exactly. Gong Si Fa Chai, yes. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. The phone for 8
Ah, look at this.
Wow.
Here we go.
Aha.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
That's good.
that's more like it. Rajiv, I told Lakshmi that you were going to be the Kaifa man today, and she said, "Isn't he the guy we first when he first came to Singapore? We spent quite a few days with him in various."
That's right, Uttam. We really remember and cherish those times when we were very young and I was a bachelor first and then I met you and you had helped us a lot. Yeah,
I
great
don't know how I
memories.
helped you, but it was good to have you as a friend here in your first few days, actually.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I always remember.
Hari Om. HM Bhagwan.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hello.
Hari Om, Dada.
Ah,
Dada.
Bernie,
Hello.
Hari Om, Dada.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
hi,
Hello,
Bernie.
Stan. Good to see you again.
Hi, Stan.
Hi, Stan.
You're mute, my dear.
Eric is wearing red, just like me.
Yeah.
and Nadia.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yes,
Hello,
you are, right?
Brigitte.
Yeah, I show more of the red.
Ooh.
Hi, Stan.
Hey, hi, hi, Mohan.
Hi.
Hello,
Dada
Mohan.
And
Bhagwan, hello. Good evening.
good evening,
Good
Stan.
evening.
Good evening, Stan.
Hi, President Dinesh. Hi. Yeah, I like Mark's red shirt. Very auspicious.
Yeah. I think this is a set with 6 different colors.
That's a Rotary shirt, of course.
Right, a Rotary shirt.
Sonali, thank you very much for putting up the YouTube for me.
Thank you for reminding me.
Hey, hi, Bernie. Good to see you.
How are you?
Hi.
Hi, Bernie.
Bernie, good to see you.
Oh,
Hey, Francesco, welcome.
Thank you.
Hi. Let's see.
Hi, John.
Hey, Giant, the Giant, how are you?
Stan.
Hey, with the Chinese New Year around, how's the flower business?
A bit slow, though there are customers walking in, but it's obviously slower than what it used to be last year or year before.
Sure.
Only the good part is that it did not rain over the weekend, so customers have been walking in.
Oh,
If it rains, they don't even come anywhere near.
Oh, boy.
So,
You know, for those Rotarians who have never been to see Giant's farm, it's a fantastic place. He has it so well organized.
oh,
We even used to have Rotary meetings at his office. Fantastic place.
Wow.
so where is it located?
Oh, just
At,
upper Thompson Road.
Thompson Road, at Thompson Road.
Yeah.
And where all those nurseries are, you have the
Yeah,
Far
which
East
one is it?
Flora.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Which one is it of the Thompson Wood?
Island Landscape, the last one.
Okay.
Good
lovely.
evening.
Okay, good. Now
And
I
then
know.
you still have that big farm out in.
Oh yes, Lim Chu Kang. Yes, we still have.
Yeah.
Don't call it a farm. It's a nursery really.
Well, sorry. Call it a-
No, because we sell or grow plants without soil. That's why I don't want to call it a farm.
Fair enough.
So these are soilless plants.
But I remember we had 1 or 2 meetings there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we had this.
We had a trip there. We had a trip there years back.
That taught us dancing. On the,
Yes.
yes.
And Giant's operation is, full of IT. You not think that, somebody in gardening has so much IT. He has got it all. That's really something.
Gardening, I mean, nursery is only one part of the business of the group.
Yes, I know.
Do a Sunday morning walk there.
It's close to the bridge. Actually.
Maybe we can plan camping.
Jayant, I've been there many times, right?
In fact, I haven't gone there in the last few months because in the initial stages there are some restrictions going there. Only the workers, because there's a workers' dorm there.
Yes.
So some workers, in fact, one of the friends had asked whether we can go and visit, and we couldn't allow them to because there are restrictions. I don't know. I'll have to check what are the restrictions now. If there are no restrictions, we can certainly sort of have a group of 8 going there. So have a look at the nursery and so on.
How many people normally land up for the walk on Sundays?
About 20, 22.
Oh, so you're not going to be able to have more than 8. So that might not work.
No, but we meet 22, but then we break up into groups of 8.
Yeah, but if you enter one premises more than 8, where there are already some workers living, I don't know whether that is really permitted. So I need to check before we can plan anything.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Eric.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry. Hi. Yeah, fine.
Hello, Tom.
Hi, sorry. Hi, everybody.
Hello, Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Hello, Allard. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well, Brigitte. How
Where are you? You are in Vietnam or?
No. I'm in Singapore.
But your background is quite.
It's a virtual background. It's a picture which was taken on the island of Koh Samui.
Koh Samui, that's so Thailand. So I was kind of like close, but not correct. So okay.
We have some new prospectives. Leonard from Walmart, Singapore. Then John Foster's from Eaton International. Hi, welcome.
Hi, John.
Hey, everyone. Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, John Goris.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, John. Hi.
How are we doing?
Hello, John.
Hey, Arno.
Hi, good evening, Sunny. Good evening.
Hi.
Oh, I see Stanley there. Hi, Stanley.
Hi. Hello, Roland from Hong Kong. Roland from Hong Kong, come in. Roland from Hong Kong.
I'm here. Hi, Stan, and everybody else too.
Yeah. How is Chinese New Year coming in Hong Kong?
Today is a very gloomy day. I hope it's not any indicator for the whole year of the ox.
Oh my God.
Was not a nice day today.
Oh, okay. No, the ox hasn't started yet. It's okay. Friday it will start.
Yeah.
Good.
The Ellen is there?
Hey. Bridget, you have any announcements?
No.
Okay.
Because
I'll do it.
Thursday is Chinese New Year Eve, so there is no
meeting.
VSC meeting. Hayden is joining us.
Hi, Suresh.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Hello, Alan.
Hi, Alan. Good
Hello,
to see
PP.
you.
Alan.
Hi, Alan. Yes, Alan, long time no see.
Are you joining us? Thank you. Bye.
You're just like Alan. You're just like Sonali, all in red.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, okay, another in red. Hi, Alan.
Hi, Mark.
Hi. So
Mark,
I'm in red, Sonali is in red.
We all got the memo.
Eric is in red.
Hi, good evening.
Hello. Hello, Eric.
Hi, good evening.
Is JK also in red? PP?
Hey, PPJK.
Yeah, it's almost, we see a glimpse.
New Year color.
Hey, Hayden. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi.
Francisco, hi.
Hayden.
I'm gonna put on mute because as I'm traveling back from a meeting, so I'll be on mute.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to get my favorite tipple. I'm just going to excuse myself for a while, get my whiskey.
Whiskey.
We have Pauline Teo also, a prospective. She's from the Value Investing Group. Hi, Pauline. Welcome.
Hi, Pauline.
Your mic is
Hi,
off.
everyone.
Pauline.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
So, President, what do you say?
37.
38.
Okay, I think we can start.
Ask your favorite sergeant in arms, either Vinesh
Sir.
or JP. They are both here.
So yes, sir. So shall we start, everyone?
Yes, please.
Can I ask everyone to be on mute to start with? Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Rotarians, guests and visiting Rotarians, and also prospective Rotarians, welcome to the 29th Rotary meeting of the Rotary year 2020-2021. And before we start, I will rehearse, say again the housekeeping rules of this Zoom meeting. That is being muted at all time, please. So all participants will be muted during the presentation and the talks. Meanwhile, you can use the chat function to communicate with other members, with one in particular or all of them. You can also use the raise hand function, and then we use that during the Q&A time, and then we will be prompted to talk at that time. Please also ensure, I think I checked everyone as their full name, not a nickname, so we can check attendance for our record keeping. Bear in mind also that this session is recorded and we will use it for club promotion on social media. And on this also, last and not least, please attend throughout the meeting, because if you go in and out, it's a little bit annoying for our administration. So please stay tuned all the time. President Dinesh, I hand it over to you.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Now I may call upon the meeting to order. Very good evening, everybody. Honorary member Pak Mohan, honorary member Bhagwan, past presidents, distinguished guests, fellow Rotarians, prospective members, new members, some are going to be inducted today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 29th weekly meeting of this Rotary year. And you have seen some of us are in red shirts, red color. So that is the Chinese New Year time. Just let me share my slides. Tomorrow is New Year Eve, and I'm sure we are all in New Year mood. And I would like to wish everyone here and your families, sorry, very happy, healthy, and prosperous Lunar New Year. Gongzi Fachai. The fellowship will continue, and please remain after the speaker slot. We have a few minutes of Chinese New Year fellowship, and stay on and keep your glasses charged, and we will have some good celebration. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to call upon our newest and youngest Rotarian to toast for Rotary International. And the newest and youngest Rotarian is Ong Tin Yong. Ong Tin Yong, please.
Hi, thank you, President Dinesh. It's my pleasure today to raise a toast to Rotary International. Fellow Rotarians, please join me in a toast to Rotary International. Yes.
Toast to Rotary International.
Rotary
International.
Thank you, Tin Yong. Secretary's announcement, I think there's only one. Tomorrow being the eve of Chinese New Year, vocational service meeting is cancelled. There will not be any vocational service meeting. There are no birthday celebrants this week, but we do have wedding anniversary celebrants, and all celebrating on Valentine's Day, 14th February. What a coincidence. Pia Bruce and Jasjit Singh, Arnold Palani and Sabrina, I think you are here. Nirmal and Rajni. Nirmal, I think you are also here. And please join me in wishing them very, very happy wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much.
Just to remind you, the first physical meeting will be on 23rd February, along with World Understanding and Peace Day. We still have few seats available. Please contact Bernie. The details are here. You know, meeting will be at Conrad Hotel, Pavilion Room, maximum capacity 50, dress code business formal. Please do it as soon as possible.
For members only.
At this moment. I'm very pleased once again to induct new members. And we have 2 members today, 2 prospective members. And both are very familiar. They have been attending our meetings week after week. Francisco De Liva and Hayden Hughes. Both are technocrats. One is a specialist in blockchain, and Francisco is architect of software. Now, let me call upon Vice President Membership, Suresh Kirti, to introduce them. Suresh, please.
Thank you, President. It's my pleasure to introduce 2 new candidates for induction today. The first is Francesco De Liva. He is 34 years old and Italian. He's been classified as a software development technology architecture. He's a solution architect in Microsoft. Earlier was with Accenture, the same position in Thailand and Singapore. He's a very avid traveler. He used to write about Singapore even before he came here, and that's what brought him here, he says. So welcome to Singapore. He ran a family NGO in Pudin, that's his little hometown. with his father, and therefore he feels that he would like to continue serving Rotary in Singapore too, through which he can reach out to the local community and his own community. Second person I would like to introduce is Hayden David Hughes. He's a New Zealander, 35. He's the entrepreneur, come on an entrepreneur path and created a company called Alpha Impact, specialized in blockchain and cryptocurrencies. He's a fintech company, venture capitalist. His classification is investment advisor, cryptocurrency. He is a lawyer by profession and also studied Mandarin at Fudan University on an international cultural exchange from New Zealand. He supports some disadvantaged children in New Zealand, and therefore he said when he came to Singapore that he wants to continue serving the community in Singapore, and hence he preferred to join Rotary. I introduce to you both these candidates. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Suresh. And I'll stop share and fellow Rotarians, it is my privilege and pleasure today to welcome into our membership Mr. Francisco de Liva and Hayden David Hughes. The proposals have been reviewed in accordance with the constitution and bylaws of the club. Hayden was proposed by Vice President Suresh, while Francisco is proposed by me. Francisco and Hayden, as you would like to be known in the club, we now proceed to admit you into membership in the Rotary Club of Singapore. You have been chosen for membership in this club because your fellow members believe in you to be a leader in your field and have qualities which will allow you to carry out the work of a Rotarian. In electing you to the membership, we are doing more than taking you into our fellowship. We are making you a trustee with us of Rotary's ideals. Knowing you to be a Rotarian, the world will henceforth judge Rotary by your conduct. Membership in Rotary is an honor and privilege, and every privilege has its corresponding obligations. You have agreed to accept the responsibilities attached to your membership in this club and to obey this club's constitution and bylaws. One of the special obligations of membership is regular attendance of the weekly meeting and the monthly service committee meetings and participation in the club projects and activities. It is the primary method of fulfilling the principles of service and fellowship, and also a way by which you represent your vocation. Francisco and Hayden, the ideal of Rotary service, our principal motto is service above self. And the object of this club and all Rotary clubs is to encourage and foster this ideal as a basis of worthy enterprise. You are to share in this effort. For the rest of this Rotary year, I would be pleased, Francisco, if you would serve on the International Service Committee. Your mentor is past President Stanley Lowe. Hayden, you please serve on Vocational Service Committee, and your mentor is past President Palita Tiro. Please feel free to join other service committees. Your mentors will guide you in assimilation through the service committees. Francisco, your classification is software development, technical architecture. Hayden, your classification is investment advisory, cryptocurrency. As you represent a classification, it is your duty to tell us about your vocation and bring the ideals of Rotary to your business and profession. And now, by the power vested in me as the president of the Rotary Club of Singapore, I declare you to be an active member of this Rotary Club. I'll present you with a Rotary emblem and a packet of Rotary literature at a later date. I especially commend to your attention the object of Rotary and the four-way test, which form the criteria for Rotarians in their daily lives. I also suggest that as you travel you avail yourself of the extraordinary opportunity you will have to attend Rotary meetings and meet Rotarians throughout the world. This is another extremely rewarding benefit of your membership. Fellow Rotarians, I'm happy to present to you Rotarian Francisco and Hayden, our newest members. Let us welcome Francisco and Hayden to the oldest Rotary Club in the District 3310, the Rotary Club of Singapore, by a round of applause. Please unmute yourselves and give them a warm welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome to Rotary. We all look forward to the enrichment of our lives as well as that of yours by your association in this, the world's oldest, largest, and finest service organization. I would now invite Rotarian Francisco to briefly address the club. Francisco, please.
Thank you. Thank you, President Dinesh. Thank you, past presidents, VP Suresh Kirti, and also fellow Rotarians. It's an honor for me to join Rotary today. Since the first meeting we had, I understood we were sharing similar values and the same passion for helping others. I pledge to do my best for serve our community and support our project. VP Suresh Kirti already shared a lot about me. I will be very brief. I'm Italian. I live in US, France, Thailand, and since 2019, Singapore. I graduated in computer science engineer. I worked for 10 years in a product company consultancy. I also founded my own company many years ago. Now I'm working in Microsoft since 1 month as a cloud solution architect. Together with me, there is my partner, Laura, and I would like her to share a few words also, if possible.
Cool. Hello, everybody. I'm Laura. Nice to meet you all. I'm also Italian and I also travel quite a bit. Before arriving in Singapore, I was in Malaysia and then in Tokyo. And now I'm working as digital designer for Rakuten. But I'm an aspiring painter as well. That's why you see my paintings all around the room. I'm really happy for joining Rotary today. And I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you in person soon.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. More, Francisco?
Yeah.
Thank you, Lara, and thank you, Rotarian Francisco. Now may I call upon new Rotarian Hayden, please.
Hello, thank you, President and others. My name is Hayden Hughes. It's a little bit weird. I don't usually have people talking about me so much. So I just wanted to thank everyone for the warm welcome. I've always believed for many years that it's not enough just to have success. I think it's important on all of us to share what we have, the gifts that we have with the community around us. And so Suresh reached out to me and he's done an excellent job keeping me updated. And I think Suresh probably sends as many messages to me as my girlfriend does. So congratulations, Suresh, you're tied for first place in my inbox, more than mom even. But I'm very grateful and I'm looking forward to getting to know each and every one of you. A little bit about myself. I'm an entrepreneur. So after finishing law school, founded a few companies. I've spent a few years working in venture capital down in New Zealand, relocated to Singapore 3 years ago. And I run a cryptocurrency trading firm. We advise investors how to access the asset class, which is, as we've seen with Elon Musk yesterday, it's becoming more and more popular. So looking forward to getting to know everyone, and I pledge to do everything that I can to support the Rotary community, projects, the other members, and I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
Hayden, since you've been at Fudan University, I'm sure you can say a few words in Mandarin too for our Rotary.
Sure. 可以谢谢你们。我就在浩海顿恭喜发财谢谢你们。
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Thank you. Well done. So now you have two new members. And We look forward to meeting you more often. Welcome to Rotary.
President, our speaker has joined us. Kevin Teo is in the room.
Okay, I'm coming to that now.
Okay.
Well, I think
I just wanted to let you know.
okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So our speaker, Kevin Teo, you are here. Warm welcome to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for accepting our invitation to speak. And very soon we are going to have you to speak today. And Kevin is the Chief Operating Officer of AVPH, Asian Venture Philanthropy Network, and his topic will be corporates for social impact. But before we get Kevin, we'll have our Kaifer, know your fellow Rotarians. Whom we are going to know today is none other than Rotarian Rajiv Mukul. Rajiv joined in 16 September 2020, but he was also a Rotarian from the year, I think, 2005 in another club. So he comes back to Rotary through our club. Rotarian Rajiv Mukul. May I please? Rajiv, please.
Thank you, President Dinesh, fellow Rotarians, and valued guests. We just try to open a station here.
Yep, wonderful.
Can you, Bridget, can you see my slides?
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. Yep.
Are they here?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So good. My name is Rajiv Mukul, Singaporean. Though I was born in India, but I came to Singapore very early in my career in 1983. So it has been quite some time, and Singapore is my home in all possible manners. My current profession is a consultant, which I have started very recently in business transformation as my offering. And as President Dinesh mentioned, I rejoined Rotary in September 2020. And I was a Rotarian. I had the honor of being Rotarian in 2003 to 2005 earlier in Singapore in another club. So it's my pleasure to introduce myself and my life a little bit with you in the next few minutes. I was born in northern part of India, a city called Prayagraj now. It used to be called Allahabad before. And some of you are familiar with India. This is a place which is known as a confluence of two major holy rivers in India, Ganges and Yamuna. And this is the place where millions, like in 2019, about 50 to 60 million religious pilgrims came, and they come here every 12 years. So this is a known place in India. It's a holy place. I was born in a middle-class family as the eldest of four brothers. This is a nice picture which I found just to share with you. It was many years back, and I am the eldest on the right-hand side. I grew up in the northern part of India. There's a state called Uttar Pradesh or UP. I grew up in many cities there, and most of these cities were at the foothill of Himalaya, places like Nainital, Dehradun. So I am very fond of mountains where I grew up as a boy. I graduated as an engineer of an electronics and communication engineering from University of Roorkee, which is now called Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. That was also many years back. In 1978, I graduated from this university as an engineer. I started my career as an R&D engineer. I used to design hardware, printed circuit boards, and also wrote software, which was the machine system software. And I joined this company called DCM, which was one of the major computer manufacturers at that time in India, New Delhi. There's a very nice story, which I can't, it's a little long story, that how this company brought me to Singapore. But someday I would like to narrate that when I meet some of you face to face. But this company sent me to Singapore to help sell some product which were designed by me. The salespeople were finding it difficult to sell, and I came here to help them to sell. And so happened that wherever I went to give a presentation, we got an order. So my company asked me that you are in the wrong profession, you should be in sales. And I was transferred to the sales, and I was also asked to open DCM's office in Singapore. And I became the sales leader and general manager of that company very early in my career. And that was the time when I met for the first time Rotarian Uttam Kriplani. He was one of the first senior person I met here, and he also became director of DCM's office in Singapore. So I know Uttam for a very long time, and he had been instrumental in guiding me in my early days as a manager in Singapore. Later on, after many years of working for DCM, I joined Kevalram Chandrai Group, the company called Redington, which I was the first employee of this company to develop this company as a distribution of IT products like computers and printers and monitors and so on. I was very fortunate to have worked with the past president, late Murali Chandrai, and he had been instrumental in guiding me and teaching me a lot of things about life and work and how to succeed in different environments. So it was my fortunate time to be with him for many years. For 15 years, I was with this company, Redington. And after that, I came into the technology companies like Seagate, a company which makes hard disk drives in your computers. And later on, joined a company called EMC, which is also in a storage and cloud storage business. It has been taken over by Dell many years back, so it's called Dell EMC now. And 8 years back, I took a very constant decision, an important decision of changing my career as a sales leader in technology companies to become an in-house consultant in Philips, the role of head of business transformation. It is a very old company, as you know, all Philips, 130 years old company, and many processes and many models were needed this transformation, and they needed people from IT background. So it was for the last 8 years, I have been with Philips, and only recently I have left Philips for certain restructuring reasons. I've started my own consulting company called InfoTouch Asia. So this has been my 43 years career journey as an R&D engineer to a consultant and being a salesperson in between. My consulting focus had been business excellence, which I learned and I coach. I coached in Philips, I coached in EMC and other companies, the sales excellence, process transformation, and basically to bring the companies from where they are today to where they aspire to be and make a path or a staircase in between. And was also very fortunate to get certain certifications in companies like Philips. They have a Philips University, a institution, 50 years old university, which also gives certificates as an advanced lean practitioner, ISO lead auditor, and as a coach for multiple business areas like problem solving in a structured way and customer focused selling. My family, my honor to present you with my family is a small family. I married to Preeti 1985. Preeti is also had been associated with the Inner Wheel Club. I think many of you, they're your wives. I think she is working with them in Inner Wheel Club. We got blessed with a daughter, Rinda. And on the right-hand side, this is a recent picture, January, New Year time, when all of us have grown older now. But these are three of us. We are still the family, and my daughter is still single, so we are still three. There are some pictures which I found just before COVID lockdown in 2019 December. We attended a wedding in India in a royal theme. So there was a picture which I want to share with you. One picture is with Deepavali last in October. And this is a picture of the four brothers, which I showed you earlier. We were small boys and all have grown old now. So this is my extended family, which I would like to share with you. Now, for my hobbies and interests, also let me share with you, and someday we can speak about these subjects. I had been interested in astronomy from my childhood. Again, there are some stories, but for last 25 years or so, I also have been very interested in astrology. how to see the planet's movement and try to interpret and read about it. So I'm a student of astrology and continue to remain a student of astrology, but this is a very interesting topic which someday I can discuss with some of you. And other favorite subject of mine is science of sleep. In Philips company had done a lot of research on sleep because a deprivation of sleep creates a lot of problems in later life, and it is a root cause of multiple diseases and so on. So I was very interested in this subject. I would be again very interested to have a discussion when we meet up that how to improve sleep and how sleep affects our later life and many other issues. I'm not a very outdoor sports person. I used to be a cricketer, as every Indian boy is, but in my university time, I got interested in snooker. I don't get many partners to play with, but this is my favorite subject. And coaching remains as a passion to me. So these are some of my hobbies and interests, which I'm happy to share with you. Now, also would like to share why my association with the Rotary has been so dear to me. So give you some background. In all corporations where I worked, I was very much associated with corporate social responsibility projects, and I was very fortunate to contribute in whatever way I could. Some pictures are there in Cambodia, where many years back we had a project where 150 houses were built from our company's side, and some of the managers also tried to put our hands. So you can see a picture of mine driving some nails and building up some houses ourselves. It was a very humbling experience, and some beautiful children, you can see it here, they found their home for the first time. And it is one of my very favorite and very proud moment that I could work with these people. And we went there many years to see that their houses are being maintained. In Philips, especially in their lighting division, I was associated with a lot of CSR projects where we provided light based on solar panels to remote places in Indonesia, remote islands of Indonesia, places in Philippines, and places like Sulawesi where there was an earthquake. So wherever there were many issues that light is not there, people cannot play in the night, people cannot pray in the evening, we provided solar-based lights. And this was a very fulfilling part of my corporate life, that becoming part of CSR. And that is why my Rotary connection and motivation to be with Rotary, as President Dinesh mentioned, I had been with Rotary Club of Singapore South in 2003 to 2004 and 5. And one of the coachings which I do, I coach quite a lot of sales leaders and business leaders in Philips in last 8 years and before that too. And one of my coaching to them has been that besides nurturing excellence in whatever they do, they should also excel in their health. And holistic health is what I also used to coach them, that without a holistic health, they cannot excel in their profession. And in my own learnings, physical health, mental health, financial health, social health are important. Everybody does something to take care of that. But the spiritual health, which is one of the things which is very close to my heart, and I interpret spiritual health as expressing gratitude, helping less privileged, helping society, helping environment. And that is why I find Rotary is an excellent platform where I can personally nurture my spiritual health, at the same time help society and work with the fellow Rotarians who are doing such great work for society here and in the region. So this is my life journey from where I was born to where I am and why I am with the Rotary. I thank you so much to all of you to give me this opportunity to share glimpses of my life. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, President Dinesh.
Thank you, Rotarian Rajiv.
Thank you.
Rajiv and Preeti both are our family friends, know him for many years. But even today, I come to know many new things about you, and I'm sure the members will see the multi-facet of your career and hobbies, and I'm sure you can contribute to our club. Maybe you can join Bridget, who's the chair of club administration, and to help her in her transformation processes. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you once again. And now is the speaker's time. And once again, I would like to thank our speaker, Mr. Kevin Teo, today. And as I said earlier, he's the Chief Operating Officer of AVPN. And the topic is Corporate for Social Impact. Interesting topic. And before I call you, Kevin, I would like to call upon Rotarian Jayant Gadgil to introduce you. Rotarian Jayant, please.
Hi, everyone. Am I audible?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Our guest speaker today is Mr. Kevin Teo, and he's going to speak to us on corporates for social impact. Mr. Kevin Teo is the Chief Operating Officer at Asian Venture Philanthropy Network, where he oversees the markets and digital transformation teams. Prior to this, Kevin was the founding partner of Volans, a social innovation company with offices in London and Singapore, and previously head of East and Southeast Asia at Schwab's Foundation of Social Entrepreneurship and Global Leadership Fellow at the World Economic Forum. Even prior to that, Kevin had a 9-year stint in enterprise software arena in Silicon Valley, Irvine, and Austin. This includes work at 2 Sequoia Capital startups that were acquired by Sun Microsystems and Symantec, respectively. We look forward to an inspiring talk from Mr. Kevin Teo on the subject, Corporates for Social Impact. Mr. Kevin Teo.
Thank you, Rotarian Jayant. And fellow Rotarians and guests, now it's my pleasure to give you Mr. Kevin.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, President Dinesh. I'll go ahead and share my screen.
Yes, you should be able to do this.
Okay.
Does it work? Your calls, that works. Cool.
Is it coming up?
Yep.
Okay, great. It's great to hear the stories from Rajiv earlier on, and tying into my topic of this corporate impact and how it connects into the work that we all do, and also to hear the introduction from Francesco. It does seem like there are many software engineers in the room, so I have that background, which thanks to Jayan, my earlier career history was actually 9 years in that technology space, but then transitioned into social impact 16 years ago. And actually for today, thanks again, Suresh and Bridget, for inviting me into today's meeting. We had spoken about talking about corporate social impact. And when I first reflected upon what I would share with everyone and thinking about what we do at AVPN and the key messages to be sort of discussed with everyone today, it essentially looked like this. And to me, I felt like, it's probably too conceptual, possibly a bit boring. And I started thinking about how we can make it more engaging with everyone in the room. So I took a look at what's on your website in terms of who are Rotarians and what motivates you and what brings you all together. And it's a great history to the organization. What really touched me was a strong ethos around service, around giving back to society and having most impact. And not only that, but also the camaraderie that you have here in the room today, learning together and collaborating through service. So I felt that rather than take a dry approach to talking about corporate social responsibility from a conceptual standpoint, I could pick on some of the key messages and key lessons that we work with at AVPN on a regular basis, and hopefully package that in a way that would make sense to what I understand would be a largely professional, business-oriented audience with tons of experience that you bring into your service and into your commitment for social impact. So in a nutshell, what I'd like to share are these key points. Firstly, a quick overview on what exactly do we think impact is. How do we apply private sector skills? towards social enterprises. And there's an interesting past connection that me and Rotarian Suresh share, which I'll cover later on. We'll also look at how we can apply private sector skills towards nonprofits. And the policy engagement piece, I wouldn't quite touch on today, but I thought that it's a sort of a next step in terms of furthering impact. I will then go quickly into this whole collaboration, collegial approach on how we can work together to achieve even greater outcomes. Just to quickly recap, the Asian Venture Philanthropy Network, AVPN, which is the organization I work for, is, as its name suggests, a network organization. We have 600 plus members today, and these are organizational members. And all our members we consider as either social investors or they provide resources into the space, into the sector. So essentially, all these organizations come together and they're from 32 different markets. We find ways for them to collaborate and work together to deliver the most impact in whichever country they operate within Asia. AVPN itself is Asia focused, and also to learn together and to sort of be supportive of one another on the challenges we encounter as we address environmental and social impact. So I've used the word impact a lot, and for us, what it fundamentally means is to achieve a change in the outcome caused by our actions, right? And our actions could be on an individual basis, or they could be on an organizational basis. And of course, our actions can result in changes that are positive, negative, intended, or unintended. This definition we get from the Impact Management Project. I've included a link at the bottom there. And I'd encourage anyone who is very keen on this whole space of how do we measure impact, how do we manage impact, because what we found is the IMP, or the Impact Management Project, is the largest aggregation of entities around the world that are involved in grant-making work, in social development. These include the World Bank, UNDP, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation. All the key names that are involved in improving the state of the world are part of the Impact Management Project. And there are at least 2,000 entities behind that. So I would encourage you to take your reference in terms of what constitutes impact and how do we measure it from this particular organization. So what we'd like to talk about today is essentially a focus on achieving positive change. And secondly, how do we maximize positive change with our actions? Okay, I'll spend a bit of time talking about private sector skills for social enterprises. And feel free to, I see we have a chat box here, so feel free to jump in with any questions into the chat box, which I'll keep an eye on along the way, in case I get caught up with terminology that might be unclear or confusing. Okay, here's the sort of blast from the past in terms of my connection, prior connection with Rotary, and this was more than 11 years ago. You can probably spot Suresh in this picture. And why did we get involved in social enterprises at that time? And for those of you who might not have heard about this term, it's essentially a business entity that has social impact at its core. And the notion of a social enterprise is appealing because it is firstly sustainable as a business, but it also achieves social impact for society. And sort of more than a decade ago, we came together to inspire young minds to think about what social entrepreneurship means and how they can get involved directly. As it relates to corporate and private sector involvement in this space, I'd like to share an example from the Dbs Foundation, which is one of our members at AVPN. And essentially, for those of you who might not already be familiar with what the Dbs Foundation does, it looks into championing social enterprise in all the markets that it is active in. And here you can see different ways that it applies its private sector expertise towards that eventual outcome. It uses its marketing cloud as part of regular work to emphasize the message of social enterprise. And earlier on, I've shared about our past work around the Rotary Social Entrepreneurship Initiative. And here you have a bank that leverages its own marketing capabilities to talk about why the notion of social enterprise is relevant and important to society. Secondly, Dbs Foundation also leverages the employees within the bank to channel their skills towards the benefit of all these social enterprises. So they come in all forms within the bank. You've got firstly the financial skills, but a lot of operational expertise that can be leveraged to sort of improve the efficiency of all these social enterprises. And just like Rajiv's sharing earlier on with his work at Philips, you know, they are essentially engineers looking to provide electrification in the field. That's a great example of how do you take the core skill set of the organization and channel that towards greater good. Lastly, with DBS as an organization waving the flag and saying that social enterprises are important, it also gradually changes the behavior and the mindset of employees. So they start thinking differently about where they procure things from, who do they engage with as daily consumers, you know, who do they buy from, what is the consequence of their action. All these things are important sort of side effects of a corporate entity like DBS talking about their support for social enterprise. Okay, in this particular case, I've used DBS Foundation, a corporate entity, as the example. And I know many of the Rotarians in the room could be from different professional backgrounds. So it could be firms that are small or large. And you know, I urge you to think about all the different sort of contexts that you're in and the various capacities that you can actualize all these behaviors. I'd now like to talk about how we can channel some of these private sector skills towards not only the social enterprise space, but also to nonprofits. Another one of our members, MPAC, it is a Singapore-based organization. It focuses on bridging the gap between what the nonprofit sector needs and all these skills that are available in the private sector. So MPAC functions as an intermediary, firstly to upskill and train and do knowledge transfer into the nonprofit sector. And I think for many of you active in engaging the community, sometimes we feel that the nonprofits, you know, they lead very much with the heart. They might not focus as much on operational sort of efficiency. That is certainly changing, but there is a bit of a gap that can be bridged in terms of taking the best from the private sector and combining it with the best in the nonprofit sector. So fundamentally, this is what MPAC is doing by providing that connectivity between these two parts of society. And the reason why I'm sharing this example is because MPAC's work, which started in Singapore in 2011, is entirely measurable in terms of what were the benefits to all these nonprofits. You can see that there is the number of $7 million of cost savings that the nonprofits that MPAC has sort of connected volunteers and professional skills-based volunteers to, actually resulted in real savings for these organizations. So here's a clear example of how private sector skills can be channeled towards the sector to maximum benefit. And remember earlier on, when I first started talking about what is impact, we're looking at making a change that is substantial in terms of who receives the impact. Yeah, you can make a donation, you can volunteer at an organization, but the extent of your donation will have different outcomes depending on where you channel it to. And likewise, when you volunteer, you could have various differing outcomes based on where you channel your time to. So I urge you to think about what is the best benefit of firstly your time, and also secondly, your dollars. Okay, here I want to share an example of how collaboration, and again, this speaks to sort of the camaraderie in the room, here we have various organizations working together to improve the state of a beneficiary group, which in this case is disadvantaged youth. The example I'd like to share with you is the Singapore Youth Impact Collective. And this was facilitated by the Community Foundation of Singapore with donations from 3 entities, the Changi Foundation, Credit Suisse, and October Foundation, working closely with 2 sort of VWO organizations, Shine and Touch Community Services. And the objective here is to help disadvantaged youths in Singapore transition from schools to jobs. And I know some of you are active in engaging youths in this demographic, and you would understand that when a youth is disadvantaged, they are confronted with multiple challenges that emanate from the family situation, the education status. Some of them have mental wellness issues. So the intervention required is actually a multifaceted intervention. And it's hard for a single organization to constitute the full array of services to help these beneficiaries sort of move out of their situation and to progress productively through society. And this again makes the case for why collaboration is so important, and why if you're a funder, if you're a sort of organization providing services and skills-based support, you need to be aware of where your strengths and weaknesses might be, and then pair up with others around you to address the root cause of the issue. So in this case, it's not really just providing a job to a disadvantaged youth, but looking at how do you stabilize the family situation, how do you stabilize the social context of these beneficiaries before they can be productive in the interview process, and then eventually be productive within a job. Okay, and all this takes a long-term view and broad-based support. And here we are proud to share that there are 4 AVPN members involved in making this possible. I also sort of would encourage you to take a look at what we have on the AVPN website, and the URL is at the bottom there. It's something that we call the Constellations Award. And here is where we actually celebrate collaborations within the AVPN community. You know, as I've mentioned, we are a network of 600 plus members. So it's you know, it's great that each of these members are directly addressing issues in their respective contexts with their respective sort of approaches. But it's even better if they can start working together to exchange stories, exchange lessons on the challenges that they encounter in the field. And in the process, we're all better for it because we don't repeat mistakes that others have already encountered, and we can keep improving our state of practice within the sector. So on the Constellations website, we have a few examples of groups of organizations that have come together to address challenges in many different contexts. And I encourage you to take a look at what those look like. Okay, so as a matter of quick sharing, those were what I felt were possibly relevant points to the sort of audience that we have today, and would love to hear your feedback on all this. Just to quickly recap, AVPN's agenda as an organization and as a nonprofit based in Singapore is to move capital towards impact. So our key agenda is how much capital can we move and how effectively can we achieve impact with those resources. We look at not only financial capital, but also other forms like human capital and intellectual capital. We have 600 plus members today within the AVPN community, and many of these are well-known names in social development, in the corporate sector, as well as in the development sector. And our team sits across 11 different markets, engaging with our members on the ground. So we strongly promote regional collaboration as well as active community engagement in all these different areas.
Great.
Thank you for your time, and I welcome any questions you might have.
Kevin, I posted a question for you. This is Suresh here.
Hey, Suresh. Okay. Let me jump in. Absolutely. Would love to find out more about this, Suresh.
Yes, tell us how we can do it.
Do you have the list of, I mean, I guess I need to look up the list of projects that you have in all these different areas?
Not only these areas, even in future, I just want to understand the principle and how a corporate CSR can collaborate with Rotary, because Rotary is a very transparent, credible platform and zero cost, and also very impactful in all our projects. It's being audited by RI and us and managed by us Rotarians. So I want to see how you can channel the CSR funding through Rotary, and we can get probably matching through RI also.
Yes.
And do some larger projects than what we do now.
Absolutely, absolutely. How are your CSR engagements organized today?
We don't have any CSR at the moment.
Maybe if I can jump in, I think maybe we turn it around. And Kevin, if you would share with us, how are you actually evaluating projects you're supporting, either with capital, skills-based volunteering, or other sort of support? So then we basically sort of square it and see where may Rotary or our club fit in.
Okay. So AVPN itself doesn't directly engage in projects. We facilitate members to come together, and our members, I've shared a bit of the list of our members today. They have various projects in different countries and in a way have different sector focus. So if there is a critical mass of interest around a particular topic, and on the AVPN website, you can see sort of this section called platforms on our website, where we show different groups of members coming together to address common issues. So today we have things like gender equality as a key one, and this is sort of with support from the Gates Foundation. We also have a climate action platform, which is supported by a family office member in Hong Kong. We have activities around health and early childhood education. So where there is a critical mass of members with a common interest, we then facilitate convenings and knowledge sharing among them.
And would you share the geographies? I mean, because we in Singapore, we are quite privileged. That makes it a small country, but if India, the Philippines, if Indonesia, so that would be good to understand as well.
Absolutely. And actually, if I can pull up my website over here, just to show some examples of how we connect members.
What?
Okay, so here's the AVPN website.
Yep, we see it.
And on the website, we have a section called our Dealshare Platform. And we use the term deal, but basically it's an opportunity to engage in a social purpose initiative. And this could be either a charitable entity or a social enterprise entity. And all these sort of deals are actually submitted by members. And if we pick, say, Singapore as the location of the opportunity, then here's a few examples of what some of our members are involved in. And if I just zoom into one of them.
Singgrow, okay.
Singgrow. What's key here is, the logo here is a bit small, but it's the endorsement effect of our member. So this is Egg Funder, which is one of our members as an impact investor. And here's a way for members to sort of find projects of common interest among one another. And then to reach out to them, we have a connection mechanism to reach out to one another to say, hey, looks like you care about climate mitigation, and I agree with this approach. Maybe we can have a conversation about how to work together.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So this platform is entirely searchable based on all these different dimensions. You can search it based on a topical interest. So let's say we care about children and youth, and maybe if you want to sort of intersect with Singapore. So here are some ways to zoom into specific projects. We frame the project based on what is needed by the organization at this current point in time. So they could ask for financial support, or in other cases, non-financial support. Yeah, and this is where private sector skills, like I shared earlier, could potentially come in and be hugely valuable, because oftentimes the money or the financial request is used to procure services. But if you can get the service pro bono, then you can solve the problem directly. Okay. Does this help?
Good, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Came a long way from the early days of AVPN.
Yeah. All these we evolved over time to find sort of meaningful points of connections with our members. The platforms I mentioned earlier on is where we showcase engagements across a group of members. So here, as I said, the gender platform is something that we are highlighting now.
Deloitte.
And many different dimensions to gender, and we sort of highlight where our members are active in all these cross-cutting issues.
There's a question from one of our members. Does membership come with a cost?
Yes. So here you go. Well, we can talk about the benefits first. Yeah. Not trying to sell anything here.
This is what Fresh does all the time. Rotary membership comes at a cost as well.
Yes. I mean, membership does come at a cost, and there are different tiers of engagement, which I'm happy to talk through with whoever's interested. But what's most important is that whatever I've shared in terms of the active engagement in all these causes makes sense to you, and you are interested in being part of a peer group to learn with others that might have a similar sector interest as you. And we also engage across a continuum of financial sort of social investing. It's not just philanthropy, which is either making donations or doing grants, but we talk about impact investing as well, which is, for those of you who might not be familiar, it's kind of like venture capital, but with a social impact kind of a drive. And then the third component that we engage our members on is ESG investing.
Mm-hmm.
And ESG is environmental, social, and governance investing. A lot of public companies are doing reporting on that basis today. So this is sort of the range that we cover.
That just if I just may jump in again. I mean, you once, I think, once a year sort of had hosted a very sort of large impact investment forum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which of course now is falling flat. So
Yes.
Did you move it online, or how does it work?
Yes, so every year we would have our annual conference, and last year we had it on a virtual basis. The year before, 2019, was the last time we had it in person, and that was something on the order of 1,200 people coming to Singapore at Suntec. So we are Asia's largest convening of social investors. Last year we had to go online, and we had 7,000 registrations, but that was, I think, right at the beginning of that whole COVID cycle. And what we realized very quickly after that was that our members and stakeholders were increasingly getting quite tired of Zoom. So virtual convenings were quickly falling out of favor, and the need to meet in person and to make all those serendipitous connections was quite important. So in all our markets, and I shared earlier, we have people sitting in 11 countries in Asia. We run local activities where we can to bring our members together and to make the person-to-person links possible.
Right, did I miss anything in the chat? Let me see. Dorothy is here.
Oh yeah, Emma, I've got two colleagues, Dorothy and Yasmin, joining me.
Dorothy and Yasmin. Where's
Yeah.
Dorothy? Do I find her?
Yeah. Please connect with either Dorothy, and I'll put my email in here as well for everyone's reference. So
thank you.
Yeah.
That will be good.
Can I just say hi, Allard?
Hi, Dorothy.
Dorothy, we can't see you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you.
All right. So if there are no further questions, President.
Yep. All right. Thank you very much, Kelvin. Looks like you are very familiar with our club. Not only
Thank you for having
Dorothy and others. Well, I think I'll now call upon our ISC chair, Varun Gulati, to give vote of thanks. Varun, please.
Thank you, President. Thank you, Kevin, Mr. Kevin Teo. Thanks a lot for bringing to us this great topic and discussion. And of course, thanks for your time and sharing your experience, your wealth of experience from being in .com to where you are and what motivated you basically to get to here. And thanks, of course, for taking us down the memory lane, sharing the pictures of Mr. BP Suresh when he had a little bit more hair on his head, and a lot. He still continues to be very, very active, and in fact, this year he's doing fantastic work. So thanks so much for sharing those old pictures with us, and thanks for bringing few topics. Introduction to impact, introduction to how DBS manages their show, and thanks for bringing your team along. Helping youth, of course, we as in Rotary, we also have one of our verticals which helps youth, and whatever work you've done around that work around youth is fantastic, and there's a lot to learn from you. Thanks for sharing with us about this whole network. There are a lot of our Rotarians who are we are absolutely in sync. Our members have a big heart, and they're of course aware of impact investing, ESG, which is a great space right now. Thanks for pitching in these concepts. I guess we have a lot in common, and hope to work with you sooner than later. Thank you.
Thank you, Varun.
Thanks so much,
and
Varun.
Please, fellow Rotarians, can you give a round of applause?
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Next
Kevin.
week, I think we'll still continue. We'll be in the New Year mood, so we should have a different subject connected to art and culture. And next week's speaker is Jan Larsen, and he's a contemporary artist. The topic will be the art in Singapore. But before I close the meeting, we have something important. And the next few minutes will be about Chinese New Year. And let's see, I don't know what is going to be. I just requested our Rotarian Joseph Chia to talk about how we usher into the year of ox. So I hand over to Rotarian Joseph Chia. Joseph, please.
Hi, Joseph.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we can also see you.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, hi all, President Dinesh and fellow Rotarians. I wish all of you a very happy and prosperous year of the ox. 恭喜发财，扭转乾坤，万事如意. Please charge your glasses and join me for 3 cheers for the new year. Yam
Wonderful.
Okay, for charge, everybody.
Now I'll just share a slide. Just one.
Oh my God, the ox. That's more of the bull.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow, wow.
It's a breakthrough. Wish all of you a breakthrough in the year of the ox.
All right.
Yeah.
We all have hope now.
Yep.
Lovely.
Thank you. All right. I think this is
The end of the meeting.
no, sorry. Oh dear.
What's happening? Now you're stuck.
You continue. Yes. I have to stop.
Yeah, we see you. It's fine.